Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Mike from the Retirement Train Straight Talk, where I give you the simple truth every video from my perspective. All right, a couple of days ago I did a video on financial framework. It wasn't received well, obviously, but I need to finish it because we have part 2 here today. Hopefully it's more interesting. It's about building predictable and reliable income. It sounds like it's common sense, y'all, but common sense, as we always say, is not always common. All right, so do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button if you like what you hear today. Also, put down below your thoughts on what we should go forward with this channel with. Should I continue with just my life episodes, I guess, in retirement? Should I talk more about politics? A lot of folks don't like that. It turns them off, so probably not a good thing. I can talk about military stuff, meaning more military issues. Or I can just talk about what I've always talked about, and that is how you can prepare for retirement. A lot of folks out there talking this stuff. I'm sure you get a lot of information from them, obviously more than you do from me, but I'm going to keep going as long as I can if you want me to. So I'm going to start here today with the actual predictable and retirement income. All right, so as we all know, there's only so many forms of income you can get once you're retired. That's a military pension, a state pension, a city pension, a county pension, all right? It could be CDs, it could be securities. Obviously, Social Security is guaranteed income. And of course, annuities. A lot of folks don't like annuities, but that's another form of income. Some say it's not always guaranteed, but I think it is for the majority part, okay? Don't forget about the effects of the psyche when you retire and thinking about reliable income, especially if you don't have a military pension or a pension in general, right? For you military folks out there, it shouldn't be a problem. It is less than what most folks got in the 90s and early 2000s, but it is still a good deal overall because you get a matching 401k with that. But for folks on the outside and folks living every day out there, having guaranteed income is going to weigh on you. It is. And like I mentioned in the last video, 5, 7, even 10 years out, you should be thinking about the plan. Okay? Every financial plan has certain aspects to it. It has a psyche plan to it, meaning what are you going to do on the outside once you retire every day, getting up 700 and going to work every day, to staying home every day and making a schedule. Some people don't need a schedule, right? I needed a schedule. I needed to keep myself busy, have a plan, what I wanted to do every day, be it be travel, be it be, tinkering around the house, fixing things, right? Getting a part-time job, doing a part-time gig somewhere, probably some consulting. That's a possibility if your skill set allows that, right? Think about the things that you can do on the side if you need to. I know a lot of folks have mentioned that in prior channels and so forth, but I'm just going to reinforce it. It's a good thing to do. If you can retire early, you're thinking about your predictable and reliable income. Not everybody has it. How are you going to do it? What's the plan? Have you lived on your retirement income in your mind, what you need to retire on? Now, how do you build it? How do you build reliable income? Well, it's difficult because you got to plan into your cost of living allowances, right? Because every year, we have things that go up in prices every year, right? It's called inflation. And if you don't have a COLA adjustment, cost of living allowance, well, you got to build one within your plan. It's got to go up 2 or 3% a year. So either you're drawing more out of your 401k, IRA, Roth IRA, what have you. Maybe you're pulling more cash from your investments. Maybe you're doing YouTube. A lot of folks out here are getting paid to do this. Must be a great deal. And they enjoy it. But is it going to last forever? Right? How long do you think you can do it? Some people will do this as a part-time until they can collect Social Security. Nothing wrong with that. Then you grab your Social Security at 65, 70, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Again, I've grabbed mine at 63. It just worked out for the numbers for me. I don't have any regrets. Sure, I could have gotten more, sure, absolutely. But you got to ask yourself, during your early retirement years is the best time to travel and enjoy those things while you're still viable for doing so. Otherwise, it'll be a problem for you. If you wait till you're 75, 70, 75, I'm not saying you're not physically fit. It's just not the same. You may have some more worries, some health issues that you get struck by. Who knows, right? Also think about what happens when one person passes. Another reason why I recommend, if you can, only if you can, retire early. If someone retires with a family, a spouse, or a loved one, and that other person or you pass away first, are you covered? Is that person covered? Are you covered? Did that person take out any insurance? Do you have anything to do with your pension or your other securities? Can that person sustain themselves for the rest of their lives? These are things you need to think about. And they're important things to walk through, and I would always recommend a professional to do so. I see a lot of comments on my channel here about I can do it myself. I don't want to pay somebody to do that. Okay. It's about sleeping at night, though, for me. Make one phone call. That person has everything that they need to take care of my spouse. That's just for me. Other folks can live with it and do it on their own. God bless you. All right. Now let's talk about some on the investment side. Okay. There's some strategies out there. There's a lot of them out there. You can look them up. You can talk to somebody, which I recommend. People on YouTube are great. It's a great, something to look at. They're influencers. I'm not sure they're the best person to rely on until you verify things, right? So just making withdrawals from your IRA may not be the best thing. Oh, it's important. You're probably going to need to do that. And it's part of it. But experience tells me that anxiety in the first couple years, because you're used to not turning on the spigot, right? You're used to just keeping all your money, saving from your paycheck every month. It's automatically taken out and goes right to your investment, your IRA or your 401k. Well, now you need to turn that on. You need to start drawing from it. And how do you do that? What's the best way? Is it 4%? If you're under 65, is it 4%? Is it 2%? What's best for you has to be determined. There's calculators out there. You can do it yourself. But again, it's a risk, right? So going into retirement isn't as easy as a lot of folks thinks it is. In other words, you just don't get up one morning and say, hey, boss, I'm out, without doing your homework and understanding where you're at financially, mentally, and how your spouse feels, right? Are you both going to be comfortable doing it? And do you have a plan? Not just a financial plan, a retirement plan overall, meaning what you're all going to do in retirement, right? Your risk tolerance has a lot to do with your investment strategies, doesn't it? A lot to be said about being conservative. There really is. If you do not have a guaranteed pension plan, being conservative is not a bad thing. There's a lot to be said about sleeping at night and where you feel comfortable. Maybe you only want a 4, 5, 6% return. And maybe you can get them in securities and other avenues, bonds and so forth like that. But you got to think about those things. Talk to somebody who understands that more than us on YouTube. Talk to a person you can see face to face. Talk out different scenarios, bounce ideas off them. That's important, y'all. I like to probably throw it a suggestion. Think of your withdrawal strategies as pillars, right? Most without a pension take income from 3 or 4 different things, right? If you're doing YouTube, you take it from there. You have cash on the side possibly, and you have your 401k, 403b, whatever, or an IRA or a Roth. Maybe you have at least 3 to 4. That's an idea. Some are at higher tax areas, so you got to understand where to draw from first, right? In my opinion, this is why you need to use a professional, because you just don't know. Some might. You might be very, very good at it. But a lot of folks have been busy their whole lives working and didn't put much time and thought about how they're going to withdraw their money. Very important. It's got serious tax implications that I'm learning right now, y'all. Take it from me. You know, I think I mentioned a couple times now that I'm doing Roth conversions. I'm not doing as much as I'd like to do. I think I'm doing $60K a year. But hey, that plus income, that throws me up in a different tax bracket. And I'm hit with IRMA, so I might as well go all out. But, you know, I'm trying to be conservative as possible in the sense of how much I do. I'll think about it when I look at it this year when I do my taxes. But these are things that I didn't think about, and I'm sharing them with you. Think about them. Talk to somebody about them where you feel comfortable. What happens if the market goes into a deep correction, 15 to 18%, because of tariffs or what have you? The market finally just adjusted and said, you know what? We can't sustain this. You know, what about something different? What about a bear market? What if it goes down 20, 30%? Are you prepared for it? Is your risk tolerance there? 30% is a lot, y'all. And if you don't have a pension or something guaranteed income, that's a problem. You're going to have to bear it out. And how do you do that? That's all I'm saying. Be prepared for that, because it could come. Look, we've had a pretty good run now for the last 3-4 years. Well, nothing lasts forever, y'all. And you know, you have to ask yourselves this. If you're in a conservative mode, maybe you're thinking enough's enough. If you have enough to cover your daily, monthly, your annual income thresholds, what you need to survive, you've already won the race. No need to jeopardize things, is there? Again, you're in retirement. You're not in your 30s and 40s where you can take a chance. Sure, you want your money to grow, but at the same time, you got to be a little bit respectful for yourself and say, you know what? I can't chance it. And maybe you'll sleep better at night, right? A lot to be said about that. Doesn't matter if you have 200, 400, or 5 million. The threshold is still the same. The concept is still the same. How do you feel comfortable is my point. If you have a pension, maybe you don't mind being a little bit more risky, right? Maybe you don't care. AI stocks are great right now, but they're not going to last forever. They're great until they're not, right? So you need to understand that, you know, what goes up goes down. Sometimes we forget what happened those few times in my lifetime that were serious in the stock market. We're very cautious for the first year or two, then we forget about what really happened, dropped 30, 40%. I've seen it. Those of you my age have seen it too. You young folks out there, be prepared. It's coming. I'm not a financial advisor, okay? I'm not a planner. Don't take what I'm saying as gospel. Do your research. Think about things. That's what I'm getting at. And don't forget about a tax-efficient plan. It goes back to my last few comments here. The way you withdraw your money and what buckets you take it from, or pillars, what do you want to call it, is going to be paramount. Think about it. I hope this helped you today. I wish you all the best, and I hope you had a great holiday weekend. Y'all take care and God bless.